Here's how I make my easy, healthy-ish pork carnitas. I will need a crock pot. This is a big one. You can use a smaller one depending on the size of your lump. I have a boneless pork shoulder that I washed and I patted dry. Hold this, please. And what I'm gonna do, and I washed it, and I patted it dry so I can be able to put the rub on it. Now I put it on a napkin. Now here is the rub. The rub is paprika, seasoned salt, pepper, and I have a ground cumin. I had it whole and I crushed it myself and brought out the flavor. It's about a tablespoon of the salt, cumin, pepper, and salt. It's about a tablespoon. It's about a quarter of a tablespoon, 1/4 of a tablespoon, I'm sorry, of the paprika and the seasoned salt. And all I'm going to do is I can either mix this around with my little bowl, and I'm just going to rub this all over the meat just to get it really, really, really in there. And I just really want to give it that coating. Oopsie. You can do this on a bowl or in here. Look. You can do this in here. I think it'll be easier. That way it all stays together. Make sure you rub it really, really good. This recipe this size, I purchased it at Walmart. And it was about $10 to $13. It's about 4 pounds, I believe. Not really sure. And just get all that in there. Aside of that, I have 2 medium onions that I just choppily sliced. I have 3 garlic cloves that I minced, and I have cilantro. What I want to do before I put the meat down is I want to create a bed for the meat to sit in. That way it doesn't stick. Now my crock pot does have a crock pot lining, and it is easier for cleanup. If you don't have these crock pot liners, I've done this before a lot of times, and it does not cause sticking to your pot, because it just put the onions on top of the onions under the meat. And then what you can do is you can put the garlic just right on top. That's why I like it, because the juices, when it starts cooking, the juices just tends to go all down. And the cilantro, I can just like roughly chop it in here. I like the flavor of it. I put the stems in it too. There's no need for just nothing perfect. What I did do aside is I made my own what is it called, chicken broth with using the Norse chicken bouillons. I did 3 of these to a 1.5 cups of water. You can get a can, and a whole can of it would be perfect. And all I do is I just add it on the side of the thing, or in there. And this does need its own juices to cook itself in there. Now you can put this to cook on low for 6 hours. Checking on it when you know it's done is when you can put the fork through the middle, and you'll see it just falling apart. What you can do is put it on high for 4 hours, and I mean, it'll be done fast. You have the same results. It's just really fast and easy. I'm leaving this on low because I am leaving it overnight, so in the morning I can just get up and just shut it off or put it on warm before I am ready to transfer the meat and stretch it to its own self to the serving plate, or to whatever else I'm going to do with it afterwards. Alright, my meat cooked all overnight for like about 8 hours. Came out amazing. I poked some out of there. It was really, really tender. The meat would fall off on its own, basically. Right now I turned it off and I just kept the lid on it, and it got harder. So it's easier, it just shreds easily. See? What I'm gonna do now is you can serve it like this, or you can, because it has juices down there and stuff. It's just, let's see if I can zoom in. Yeah, it has juices down there. You can serve it like this, or what you can do is to make it more of the carnitas way. I have right here a Teflon skillet, or yeah, whatever, and I'm gonna put some oil in here, and I'm gonna shred this into little bite-sized pieces, and I'm just gonna let it on the hot oil and let them fry up a little on one side at least or so. And you can actually do this and serve it with rice and beans or your preference. My family today, we are gonna enjoy it as tacos. So I have onion and cilantro, and I have a green salsa over here. And I am gonna do my tortillas on dip them in a little bit of oil and put them on here to the thing so we can heat up. So yeah.